Hi there, Mylenians. Welcome to Media and Information Literacy. I am teacher Erwin Maike, and I'll be with you in this new normal way of teaching. So just listen well, listen good, because we are in this together. Because together we can. Alright? So these are the things that we want to accomplish in this session that we have. And the first is we will be able, or you will be able, to define key concepts like media, information, literacy, media literacy, information literacy, and technology literacy. The next one is you will be able to create a log. This will be in one of your enhancement activities. Create a log that reflects your current use and interaction with media and information providers like TV, radio, how much time you spent with each of those media, and Facebook, and so on and so forth. And the last goal that we want to achieve is you will be able to compare and relate the media and information literacy framework to their own understandings, to your own understandings and competencies. So this will be based on what you know, on how you understood the concepts and the terms that we will be discussing during this session. So let's start with this question, and let me see if you're updated with what is happening around us. So I'll give you 5 seconds to answer it. And so, are you ready? And so the question is, what is the most used social media site in the Philippines? Your 5 seconds starts now. If you answered Facebook, you are a genius. Very good. So according to Social Media Stats Philippines, 92.70% or 93% of Filipinos use the social media site Facebook. So most of us has a Facebook account, and it's very popular according to this statistics in the Philippines. So let us know more about media and information literacy. Fasten your seatbelts. Here we go. First, let us define media. So media is the physical objects used to communicate with or mass communication through physical objects such as radio, television, computers, film, and so on and so forth. So these are objects, physical objects that we can see and we use to communicate with, like using our hands. We can see our hands and we can communicate using our hands. Or objects that are used for communicating to the masses, to many people. So like television, like radio. So those are the things that we call media. How about information? So in its broad term, this covers processed data, knowledge derived from study, experience, instruction, signals, or symbols. So that is information. Anything that is called data and that is knowledge derived from studies like research, or from your own experience, or from somebody who taught you something, or from signals or physical signals or symbols. So literacy in the meantime is the ability to identify, understand, interpret, create, communicate, and compute using printed and written materials associated with varying contexts. So, literacy is your ability to identify. Meaning you can count, you can determine what it is. To understand, you know what it is. To interpret, you can say something about it. To create, you can do something about it, something new. You can communicate, you can tell it to somebody else. You can compute, meaning you have the ability to use it as part of evaluation. And this comes from printed and written materials. So like books and anything that is printed and written. Okay? So that is literacy. How about media literacy? So when we say media literacy, what we mean is it's your ability, our ability to access, analyze, evaluate, and create media in a variety of forms. So you are literate in media if you have the ability to access and evaluate information or media and put it into something else. Like for example, you can, instead of saying I love you, you use your hands to say I love you. Or you said chocolate, you said roses, love letters. So that is being literate in media or things that can be used to communicate. How about information literacy? Well, it is the ability to recognize when information is needed and to locate, evaluate, and effectively communicate information in its various formats. So basically, this is the knowledge that you have that you can use when it is needed. And you know where to find it. And you can evaluate if this is the correct one. And then you can effectively communicate that particular knowledge to others using any format. So the last one is technology literacy. This is your ability as an individual, either working independently or with others, to responsibly, appropriately, and effectively, that's the key word there, effectively use technological tools. So tools are the focus of technology literacy. So this is your ability to use tools, the right tools, the effective tools. So this is very important also when it comes to media and information, because without the right tools, then your communication will not be effective. So overall, what is media and information literacy? Well, these are essential skills and competencies that allow individuals to engage with media and other information providers effectively, as well as develop critical thinking and lifelong learning skills to socialize and become active citizens. So again, guys, just to let you know, media and information literacy, which is our subject, is basically focused on your skill. So you should have a skill to develop critical thinking when it comes to any form of media from information providers. So who are information providers? Well, TV is an information provider. Radio is an information provider. The social media sites are information providers. So if you want to have the skill to have a critical thinking in processing information, the media and information literacy is a skill that you need to have. Alright, so I hope the terms we discussed were all clear. So let's try to apply them this time. On your activity sheets, you have enhancement activities. So let's try to do them. But before we do, big reminder, do not write anything please on your activity sheets. Find a long, clean bond paper and put your answers there, okay? So, in activity number 1, let's have a survey of your media and information habits. So you think of the past week and record your use and interaction with media and information providers like internet, social media, TV, radio, newspaper, and so on and so forth. So indicate in the table how many hours you spent with each one. You don't have to be exact. An estimate would be good by putting the approximate hours in 1 week. So how many hours in 1 week did you spend in YouTube or in watching YouTube? Okay, and so on and so forth. So for others, you can put anything there. If, for example, you are a fan of Wattpad or digital books, then you can put it there. Alright, so I hope that's clear. For enrichment activity number 2, you have to answer questions based on the answers you gave on activity number 1. And these are the 3 questions that you need to answer. Number 1, which media provider did you spend the most time? So look back on activity number 1. So which media provider did you spend the most time with? Number 2, so what are your reasons? Why did you spend most of your time on that particular media? And the last one that you have to answer is, what role does media play in your life? Meaning, does it have a big influence in your life? Or you can't live without it? Or it's okay for you to not have Facebook or social media or TV or radio? So explain it briefly, answer the questions with at least probably a sentence or 2. Okay? So let's go to activity number 3. Let's go to the world of imagination. So right now, we are living in the 21st century. So we are very dependent on technology. But imagine waking up one day and you found out there's no more internet, no more libraries, no more cell phones, no more newspapers, magazines, radio stations, and TV, and so on and so forth. So choose one question to answer from the 7 questions I gave you. So the first question would be, just choose one from these questions. How would you be informed of anything now? So how will you know things if there's no TV, there's no internet, and so on and so forth? So what ways would you have to communicate with one another? So how will you communicate now with one another? The third question is, how would you share information and communicate news and events? The number four question would be, what would happen with the decisions you usually make? The fifth one, how would it affect the way you live? The sixth question, what would you personally miss most in such a situation? So, what would you miss most? Is it the internet? Is it your cell phone or TV? And the last one would be, what would society lose in this situation? So, what will society lose? What will be lacking from our community, from the society, from the people around, from your environment? All right? Now for activity number 4, I'm sure you know who she is in the picture. So based on the details, remember, details of the screenshot, evaluate whether this news is fake or not. And then, after deciding whether it is fake or not, briefly, in at least 5 sentences, explain your answer. So you have to defend your position. If you answer yes, then defend it in at least 5 sentences. Same with no. Alright, so I'm sure we have covered everything we need to discuss. So at this time, I want you to give your own definition of the following terms. So on your activity sheets, write at least 2 to 3 sentences on how you understood the following terms: technology literacy, media literacy, information literacy, and the last one, media and information literacy. So this is our reference for the information that I have imparted to you, and also the links where you can find the pictures that I used during this session. So thank you for watching, and please don't forget to like and subscribe the YouTube channel of Mayapiap National High School, and click the notification bell so that you'll be notified if there are new videos that will come up. Thank you for patiently listening to me today and for being with me in this session. God is good all the time. All the time, God is good. God bless.